You just spent $200 on 50 pounds of rice and beans, sealed them up in buckets, and shoved them in your basement. Congratulations, you just made the same mistake I did back in 2014, and it could leave your family hungry when you need that food most. I'm Zach, and after a flooded basement and a nasty bout of food poisoning, I learned the hard way. Having food is only step one. Making it last is the real skill. Today, I'll show you the 5 critical mistakes almost every budget prepper makes with rice and beans, and how to fix them before it's too late. Rice and beans are cheap, calorie-dense, and can last decades if you store them right. But there's a huge gap between buying food and actually having food security. Let's close that gap right now. The most dangerous mistake when it comes to storing your food for the long haul, it's keeping rice and beans in their original packaging, just as you brought them home from the store. Those thin paper or plastic bags are designed for convenience, not for protection. They're only meant to get your food from the store shelf to your kitchen, not to keep it safe for months or years. These bags let in moisture, oxygen, and pests, turning your food into a science experiment gone wrong. Or worse, a buffet for bugs and rodents. I learned this lesson the hard way. About a year after my first big bulk buy, I opened a bag of rice, only to find it crawling with weevils and other pests. Half my beans were ruined, and the rest were questionable at best. All that money and effort, gone in an instant. The solution? Use a multi-barrier system, Mylar bags inside food-grade buckets with oxygen absorbers for extra protection. Mylar is a game changer. It blocks out moisture, oxygen, and even light, all of which can ruin your food over time. The bucket adds another layer of defense, protecting against rodents, bugs, and accidental damage. It's tough, stackable, and built to last. Here's how to do it right. First, thoroughly clean and dry your food-grade bucket. Any moisture left behind can spell disaster. Next, line the bucket with a Mylar bag, making sure it fits snugly against the sides. Pour your rice or beans into the Mylar-lined bucket, filling it up but leaving enough space to seal the bag. Add an oxygen absorber. 2000 cc is perfect for a 5-gallon bag. This little packet will help keep your food fresh for years. Work quickly, because oxygen absorbers start working as soon as they're exposed to air. Don't waste time. Seal the Mylar bag tightly with a heat sealer or even a hair straightener. For extra security, double seal the bag to prevent leaks. Tuck the sealed bag down, snap on the bucket's gasket lid, and you've just created a food fortress that can last decades. This system transforms your rice and beans from a short-term pantry item into a true multi-decade survival asset, ready whenever you need it. It takes a little more effort up front, but the peace of mind you get is absolutely priceless. You'll never worry about surprise infestations again. Don't let your hard-earned food investment become a feast for pests or spoil before you need it. Protect your food with the right barriers and you'll be ready for anything. Mylar plus bucket plus oxygen absorber equals real long-term food security. Skip any step, and you're gambling with your family's future food supply. Don't take that risk. Don't just store food, store it the right way. That's what smart prepping is all about. Now, let's move on to the next big mistake you'll want to avoid. Next mistake. Dumping rice and beans straight from the bag into storage without inspection. You're trusting everyone in the supply chain to deliver perfectly clean food. That's a gamble you don't want to take. Always inspect and clean your rice and beans before sealing them away. Spread them on a clean, light-colored tray. Work in small batches. Look for pebbles, dirt, twigs, discolored or broken beans, and anything that doesn't belong. Even a tiny rock can crack a tooth or puncture your Mylar bag. Remove anything suspicious. It's tedious, but it's critical. This step also lets any residual moisture evaporate before sealing. Don't skip it. The 5 minutes you save could ruin your entire investment. Once inspected, pour the clean food into your Mylar-lined bucket. Repeat until all your food is checked and packed. This is how you ensure your emergency food is safe, edible, and ready when you need it. Thoughtful prepping beats hasty prepping every time. Inspect, then store. It's a small effort for huge peace of mind. Now, let's talk about the containers themselves. On to the next mistake. Mistake 3. using the wrong containers or skipping oxygen absorbers. This is one of the most common ways people accidentally sabotage their long-term food storage, and it can undo all your hard work in an instant. Not all buckets are safe. Only use food-grade buckets. Look for recycling codes 1, 2, 4, or 5. These codes mean the plastic is safe for food contact and won't leach harmful chemicals over time. Never use old paint or drywall buckets. They can leach chemicals into your food. Even if they look clean, invisible residues can still be present and contaminate your supplies. Even food-grade buckets aren't airtight forever. Over time, air and moisture can still seep in. That's why you need Mylar bags inside, to create a true barrier against oxygen, light, and pests. The bucket is armor. The Mylar is the true barrier. Think of the bucket as the outer shell, and the Mylar as the vault that keeps your food safe. And don't skip oxygen absorbers. Squeezing out air isn't enough. Your lungs can't remove all the oxygen. Even a tiny bit left behind can allow spoilage and bugs to thrive. Oxygen absorbers chemically remove oxygen, stopping spoilage and killing insect eggs. They're your invisible defense, working silently to keep your food fresh for years. Use the right size. 2,000 cc for a 5-gallon bag. Oversize if in doubt. Too small, and you risk leaving oxygen behind. Too large is always better than too little. Only open absorbers when you're ready to seal. They activate instantly, so have everything prepped and work efficiently to avoid waste. Work quickly, reseal unused absorbers in a jar or small Mylar bag. Exposure to air will ruin them, so don't leave them out. A spent absorber is hard and crunchy. A fresh one is soft. Always check before using, and never trust an absorber that feels solid. The trifecta, food-grade bucket, Mylar bag, and oxygen absorber. This combination is the gold standard for long-term food storage. Skip anyone, and your food isn't safe. It only takes one weak link to ruin months or years of preparation. Invest in the right gear, and use it properly. Quality materials pay off in peace of mind and preserved food. Don't let a cheap shortcut ruin your food security. Saving a few dollars now can cost you everything later. The right container system is non-negotiable. It's the foundation of any reliable food storage plan. Protect your investment with the right tools, label everything, seal it tight, and store it with care. Now let's talk about where you store your food. Even the best containers can't save food from heat or sunlight. Location matters more than you think. Here's why. Temperature swings, humidity, and light can all shorten shelf life, so choose your storage spot wisely. You've packed everything perfectly. Now don't ruin it by storing your buckets in the wrong place. The mantra, cool, dark and dry. Heat cuts shelf life dramatically. Every 10-degree increase halves your food's lifespan. Never store food in a hot garage or attic. Your 30-year rice could be ruined in 5. Light degrades food too. Even with Mylar and buckets, keep your stash out of sunlight. Moisture is the ultimate enemy. Flooded basements or damp garages can destroy your food. Even sealed buckets can fail. Never store buckets directly on concrete. It wicks moisture. Use shelves or pallets. The best spot? A cool, dry, dark closet or a basement that's never had water issues. Under a bed works too. Stability is key. Avoid wild temperature swings. Keep your storage discreet. Don't advertise your food supply. Out of sight, out of mind adds security. A good location preserves your food and your investment. Don't let a bad storage spot undo all your hard work. Choose wisely and your food will last decades. Location is the final piece of the puzzle. Now let's talk about the biggest mindset mistake. Don't set it and forget it. Here's what you need to do instead. Stay proactive. The final mistake, thinking your job is done once the buckets are sealed and stored. It's easy to feel a sense of accomplishment after all the hard work of prepping, but food storage isn't a one-and-done project. Food storage isn't a fire-and-forget system. It needs periodic checks, just like any other important resource in your home. If you ignore it, you risk losing everything you've invested. Seals can fail, lids can crack, absorbers can be duds, and pests can find a way in. Even the best containers aren't immune to time, temperature changes, or the occasional mouse. Inspect your storage once or twice a year. Look for cracks, damage, or signs of pests. A quick flashlight check can reveal problems before they get out of hand. Pick up each bucket. Does it feel right? If you can see the Mylar, it should look vacuum-packed, not puffy. Puffy bags mean air got in, and that's a red flag. If you find a problem, use the food in your regular pantry and replace it with a fresh batch. Don't let questionable food sit, rotate it out and keep your supply safe. Rotate your stock, first in, first out. Use the oldest food first. This simple habit keeps your supply fresh and prevents waste. Label every bucket with contents and date. A simple inventory log helps. You'll thank yourself later when you can see at a glance what needs to be used or replaced. For rice and beans, rotate every 5 to 7 years. Mark the date clearly so you never have to guess. This keeps your supply fresh and teaches you to cook with your stored food. Practice makes perfect, and it's better to learn now than in a crisis. Practice recipes. Make sure your family likes what you've stored. Experiment with different seasonings and cooking methods to keep meals interesting. The worst time to find out your kids hate beans is during an emergency. Make food storage a normal part of your family's diet, not just a backup plan. Active management means you're always ready. A checklist or logbook makes it easy to stay on top of things. Schedule inspections. Twice a year is enough. Set reminders on your phone, or mark your calendar so you never forget. It takes minutes, but protects your entire investment. A little effort now saves a lot of heartache later. Your food supply is an active strategy, not a passive insurance policy. Treat it that way. Stay engaged. Stay prepared. Make food storage a living part of your household routine. Don't let neglect ruin your food security. A little attention goes a long way toward protecting your family's future. Now, let's wrap up with the most important takeaway. If your rice and beans are still in their original bags, you don't have a food supply, you have a science experiment. Fix this first. Get the right containers, inspect your food, use oxygen absorbers, choose a good location, and check your supply. These aren't just tips, they're the exact lessons I learned the hard way. Proper storage is the foundation of real food security. Take it step by step, and you'll have food you can count on. If this helped, like and subscribe for more real-world prepping tips. Stay safe, and keep prepping smart.